Okay, how did you go yesterday with thinking about some lifestyle habits or that you would like to use as part of your lifestyle challenge? I hope you had a little bit of a think about it. Anyway, so today would be day 32. So we've got 2 more days before we kick off, or before I kick off anyway. I've sort of already started, but I need to incorporate another habit, if you like, or some more action. And I was thinking about this last night afterwards. You can call it a habit, or you can just create new activity or new action. Okay, but it's going to be something that you would like to incorporate into your life for the rest of your life, say, or for the next little while. So for me, I decided in August that I would start a conscious human experiment, my own conscious human experiment. And that included me getting a whole heap of blood tests done as markers, as baseline, and bone density scan and a few other tests that I was able to because I'm old apparently. When you don't see a regular doctor or you haven't seen a GP in quite a while, apparently you are entitled to all these different tests at the government's expense, courtesy of Medicare, which I guess we pay for anyway because it's taxpayer funded. But anyway, so I have baseline indicators, and I also catch up with a friend quite regularly who's also a natural health practitioner, and she does scans and live blood analysis. So I do get that done as well, and I am compiling all of these as indicators of what's happening, and all of that goes into a little journal. And this journal is my experiment. It's a record of my experiment. So what I recommend with everybody that I talk to and do work with is that you journal, or you keep some sort of record or diary or notes, however you want to do it. I just sit down, at the moment it's a little bit ad hoc, and make notes on how I feel, what's happening in terms of my body, my strength, my performance, and a lot of your mental health side of things all goes on how you're feeling on the day. So if you can take regular notes, when you're feeling a bit off in a few months' time or in 12 months' time, you can look back at this time of year or the same time last year or whatever and see if there's a pattern or an occurrence. Anyway, bit of a sidetrack. So back to the lifestyle habits. I said that today we would have a chat about some that are suggested for you. So once you pick your date that you want to start your challenge, so for me, it's going to kick off in another 2 days, then you want to begin to understand that there are going to be 3 things that you're going to start to include. And there's 3 habits that you can pop in already to become aware of, on top of whatever it is that you personally want to change. So those 3 habits are movement, daily movement or daily activity, water intake, and restful sleep. Now, restful sleep is a bit of an interesting one because it sort of depends on what's going on, and a lot of it depends on the light outside, your environment, what's happening. It's all well and good to do all these things if you live on your own, or you are able to really control the space around you, because the only thing you can control is yourself. But if you're doing this and you're part of a household where there's other people and there's other distractions, things might get a little bit really challenging for you. But anyway, that's why it's good to think of one thing that you really want to include in your life. So daily movement, water intake, and restful sleep. They're the 3 things that you want to have a think about tonight for homework. How much daily movement or daily activity do you want to add in? And this is on top of what you already do. So if you run around madly, and if you've got one of those watches or a pedometer or a Fitbit or something that tracks your steps, you can continue to use that. What I suggest is that you look to increase your daily movement as well, because you want to try and shift things. So daily movement can be things like bouncing every day when you get out of your cold shower. And bouncing is not jumping up and down. Bouncing is literally bouncing. So it's like a heel raise off the ground. It's just bounce, bounce, bounce. And you do that counting to 30 in your head. I do it twice. It's a technique to help activate lymphatic system in your body. So you can do dry brushing before you have your shower. You get in the shower, cold shower would be perfect. Have a cold shower for at least 2 minutes if your water runs cold for that long. And then hop out, you'll feel fresh. And if you have aches and pains, you'll actually find that the coolness of the water will help to alleviate that a little. Trust me, it's like putting ice on a spraying. Just helps to calm and settle things. And then do your little bouncing for a little bit. So that could be the movement that you increase, because for some people there's a lot of inflammation in their body and there's a lot of wasted fluid which is just sitting there. It's trapped, it can't get out. Your lymphatic system doesn't have a pump to activate it. You've got to pump it, and that's how you can get it going, right? With the dry brushing, which is just light brushing over the skin in a certain direction, but also the bouncing. And the bouncing every day, yeah, it just helps to activate that lymphatic system. And just let everything jiggle when you're bouncing, right? It's only for you to do. Then the other thing you could do is you could add in, once you've done your bouncing and you've gotten dressed, at least into your undies, I guess, especially if you've got a lot of stuff that jiggles and moves around, you can do some jump squats or lunges or push-ups or whatever. Okay, it's just about creating some daily movement goals. And then if you are happy to do push-ups or squats or something like that, or a plank even, and you're happy to do that 2 to 3 times a day, fantastic. You know, you could just do 5 or whatever it is, whatever the goal is, that's what you want to do every day for 30 days. Remember, we're doing this for 30 days, and then it will become a part of your lifestyle and you're part of your habit, and you can add on to it. But one thing now, water intake. We want to increase the amount of fluid that we drink, but we want to make sure that we're increasing fluid which hydrates and nourishes our body. Interesting word. So we might want to incorporate some salt or some little bit of electrolyte type things. So we can have a chat about that separately. So increase your water intake every day, and that might just be 1 extra glass, and maybe you need to habit stack that one. So that could be when you're putting your coffee on in the morning, you also have a glass of water, or if you're putting the kettle on to make a cup of tea or whatever you drink it first thing in the morning, be really handy if you drank warm water with lemon. But anyway, whatever you do, have that glass of water to sort of start the day. So that's your water intake. And then restful sleep, like I said, lots of variants with that one, but perhaps the best thing that you could start to have a think about is how can you make it so that you can have a regular sleep time and awake time. If you're a shift worker, then you might need to modify it a little bit, but what do you need to do so that you go to sleep or in bed around the same time and then get up at the same time? And can you include something which means that you will limit your searching of a night time before you go to sleep? What do I mean by that? Is there a way that you can not scroll the internet? Is there a way that you can work with yourself so that you aren't searching for answers somewhere else? I don't know how else to put that, but anyway. So that's the video for today. The other suggestions with lifestyle goals that you might want to have a think about, or lifestyle habits that you want to add in, it could be eating more fruit and veggies. You might want to start increasing exposure to sunlight every day. Maybe you want to increase your intake of knowledge through podcasts or audiobooks or reading, physically reading a book. Maybe you want to start talking to people. Maybe you have a little bit of and I'm giggling because I have this, but maybe you have a little bit of a challenge with wanting to go out and meet other people. So perhaps that could be what's going to be your lifestyle challenge. Anyway, that's a few things. Now, what have we got in here? Choose a lifestyle habit or habits you'd like to focus on personally. So you're going to have 3 new habits that you're going to put in. You're going to add your extra movement, your water intake, and you're going to try and do something to help you have a little bit more restful sleep. But the other thing that you want to try and do is focus on personal lifestyle habit. And they suggest, I say they, doTERRA suggests having a look at their wellness pyramid. So what have we got there? Step 2, choose a personal habit. So you want to make a note of this, but have a think about, it's still got time, so still have a think about what habit you want to do. So there could be things like eating right, more exercise, rest and relaxation. They make the suggestion of putting your phone away or device away an hour before bed. Can you start your day with a quick 1-minute meditation? Can you look at upping your daily vegetable intake? Can you look at taking a probiotic every day? That might be something that's really good for some people. Or a digestive enzyme. Maybe you need to sort your gut health out, so you want to add that in. Increasing your steps. Create exercise. This is really good. This is a stack that helps people that want to actively increase their exercise. Create exercise bundles with your clothes so they're ready to go. So that is putting your socks with your shoes, with your sports tops and your shorts or whatever it is that you do. Put it all together the night before, or make a couple of piles of it, and happy days. Maybe you want to reduce the toxic load on your body and your house by looking at using different cleaning products, for example, or maybe washing your hair with something different. And then, of course, there's looking at different ways that you want to look after yourself. So maybe you're someone who needs to focus a little bit more on self-care, so or supporting your own system. And especially if you've got a job or something that you do that's a high output. I know that personally it's something that I am going to choose to focus on. So on top of going for a walk or dunking myself in the ocean or having a salt bath or whatever, part of my 30-day challenge is to at least have 2 bodywork sessions put in there for myself, so that it's helping to move the toxin and to just flush the energy stored in your body from when you're working so hard with other people or whatever. So that's the video for today. I'll see you tomorrow for day 31. We're counting backwards, by the way. And tomorrow we're going to chat a little bit more about making stuff happen. And yeah, I'm sure there'll be a couple of other things that I'll share with you too. Anyway, so again, if you need a copy of the booklet so that you can work along with me for the 30 days, send me a message and I'll email it to you. And if you want to work a little bit more closely, then you need to let me know as well. Otherwise, you're just going to get generic stuff, or you're just going to come with me on my journey. See ya.